What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Episode 13 today, and we have ourselves another game in this Vikings franchise. But first, before we get to that, a couple of things that I wanted to go over. Specifically, our now 2-2 record. So, last episode, we came into it riding really high. 2-0. We had just come off of a big win against the Chargers after watching the home opener against the Lions. And then the Saints just really knocked us down a couple of pegs. That was a rough game. And after that game, I started looking at some of the matchups. And I made a decision that the Falcons were a team that I wanted us to face, and I wanted to show you guys the game for one reason and one reason only, and I will get to that in a couple of minutes. But first, we lost to the Bears. We took on the Bears last week, and I watched the game. Like I said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch these games, even if I'm not recording them, because I want to see how things are playing out, how our players are performing, even if I'm not going to waste your guys' time with 17 straight game videos every season. And for the most part, we did rather well, but things went south, and I'll show you what happened. As you can see here, things in the first half were going our way. We were up 17-6 at one point. And it looked like we were about to move to 3-1, bounce back after that loss to the Saints. But then the second half happened, and we were not ready for it. Taylor Hopkins had a great game. 131.6 passer rating, 331 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Justin Fields also had himself a good game. 317 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And, it wasn't the worst game for us offensively. But we ran into some issues on defense. David Montgomery, he had an incredible game. His average is actually pretty on par because we were sort of keeping them in check most of the game, but he ripped off a huge run at one point. Yep, 52-yard run at one point. And it was just a really bad drive. We gave up a touchdown on the drive. And end of the story is we held David Montgomery within check on the ground. But we did not hold Justin Fields in check, as he went off for 48 yards on 6 attempts. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but let me tell you guys, watching that game, they were big downs. They were big plays in the grand scheme of things, and we just could not bounce back. And as you can see, we could not really get our ground game going either. Madison had himself a decent day, but we didn't give him the ball, which is another one of my issues with this playbook. Anyway, this is why Montgomery had himself a day. 15 catches, 140 yards. He was just killing us. A lot of it was a dump down, the check down to the running back when everything else breaks down, the screen routes. But he had a couple of big plays, and again, just like those Fields run, man, did those come at some crucial times for the Bears, and we just didn't have anything to counteract that. Our defense was doing well covering the receivers, but everything else just fell apart, and quickly we were behind, and we just could not get back on the right side of things. We didn't have a bad day offensively, but once again, our defense really let us down. Multiple times throughout the game, they didn't really gouge us with yards but what they did do was in the key moments, third and longs, those drives that get them from potential field goal range to into field goal range, or those just killer plays over the middle when we think we're getting off the field, that's where they got us on multiple times. And the drives just kept going because of that, because Fields would extend that drive from 6 plays to 12 plays because of his legs. And before you know it, we're out on the field for 12, 13 plays. Our defense is tired. Guys are subbing out. And they still got Justin Fields running around. They got David Montgomery. Allen Robinson is still a beast. Ty Torrance, he didn't have a huge day, but he was definitely out there, and he was making plays as well. So overall, a close game that got away from us. And now we're sitting at 2-2. We have the Falcons. This week we go to Atlanta. And the reason I wanted us to watch this game, and you guys are going to get a kick out of this. Look who landed in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins. So they must have signed him in free agency. I didn't even see this signing. But here he is. He's back as a starting quarterback, and it's against the team we face this week. And I just could not fathom skipping this game for something else when we have Kirk Cousins, our quarterback for the last 6-7 seasons, against the guy we replaced him with in Taylor Hopkins. I couldn't not watch the game. So even though the Falcons are 1-3, we're sitting at 2-2. It's not a huge matchup at this point in the season, but we have to watch this game. I hope it's good. By what you see from this thumbnail, will probably give you a little bit of a clue what happened. I don't know what that is yet. I'm just in my head. I know I'm gonna make the thumbnail geared towards this game, but at this point, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm hoping it's a good game. I'm hoping that we prove Kirk Cousins, or I'm hoping that we prove ourselves right in taking Hopkins and replacing Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's 73 overall. He still is serviceable, I guess. I just saw enough of the guy. And so far throughout the year, he's been sort of doing the same thing he was doing with us. Just getting by. 89.4 rating, 1,012 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. And you can see here from his last couple of seasons with us, it's just on par. The last time he had a good rating was before we started simming, which, that's partly of just how Madden is. It never can replicate somebody's actual talent, but that's what we got to work with, right? So, yeah, we're going to be facing our old quarterback, Kirk Cousins, today, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. There are a few key stories that happened while I was simming the last 2 weeks, and I do plan on, I found a way that I'm going to start doing this, right? Because I realized that week 4 doesn't really mean much of anything anymore in the grand scheme of the schedule. It's a 17 games season. It's an 18-week schedule. So what I'm going to do is we are going to make sure that we take a pit stop at week 6 and week 12 after each of those games, and we advance to the final week. So like week 7, week 13, and then week 18 after that week 18. So wild card round. And we're going to take a look at the league as a whole in depth, stats, where everybody is sitting and whatnot. If big stories happen in between there, you guys know I'm going to tell you. I'll make the fancy little graphic like I did last video. But this one, I didn't have enough to really talk about right this second, but there's 2 that are really important, I think, especially for our division, that I wanted to make known. So first, you guys can see, we got the Packers next week. They are sitting at 4-0. That's crazy. Behind Jordan Love in his first season as a starter. Guys, remember this, Aaron Rodgers retired last year. So yeah, Jordan Love is having a pretty decent year. 100.2 QBR, 1,100 yards passing, 10 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Obviously, you don't want to see them high of interceptions, but 69% completions. He's not doing too bad. Aaron Jones is doing his thing. A.J. Dillon is playing excellent complementary football. N'Keal Harry and Michael Pittman are starting to step up, along with Justin Stewart, the tight end they drafted 2 seasons ago. The key to that is they are playing the Bears this week, who are currently sitting at 3-1. Now, there's 2 stories as well aside from that. One for the Bears and one for the Lions. Sort of 2 for the Lions, but the Bears had a huge story hit this week. And that story was Khalil Mack retired. You guys know about this crazy, not feeling it anymore, time to hang it up, weekly activities that we get. Well, the Bears got one, and it was Khalil Mack. And I tried to convince him to stay. I mean, they're 3-1. Why would you, what's wrong with you? What's wrong now, right? I could see if you're losing, but you're 3-1. What are you retiring now for? But hey, that's a whole nother argument we can get in about Madden. It's something else that I don't like, but it is what it is. It's what we're dealing with. I tried to convince him to stay, and he pretty much said, "No, I don't care. I'm retiring anyway." So Khalil Mack, a day or 2 before they take on the Packers for the lead in the NFC North, retires on them. The cool thing about that is him retiring paves the way for their 4th overall pick, Dwayne Burke, to take his spot in the lineup. And I already went into the depth chart and I made that change. He will be playing as the edge rusher in the base set 3-4. He'll be playing as the speed rusher on the defensive line, or the defensive end in the nickel packages and the dime packages. So now the Bears can get to see what they got in their top player this year. The other story is out of Detroit, and this was a decision I made because I felt like this would be the realistic move a team would make, especially given the situation. The Lions are currently 1-3, and it's probably a big part due to Jared Goff, who has thrown 4 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. I've already looked at the stats for the whole league, and he has almost doubled everybody else's interception total. Like, the second place person for most interceptions has 6. And if you guys remember, they drafted Caleb Byron this year. Again, one of the quarterbacks that was on our board. So I made the decision to go ahead and bench Jared Goff. Caleb Byron will get the start from here on out in Detroit. And now we have ourselves a division that is stacked full of young quarterbacks. And who knows what's going to happen. Justin Fields has pretty much already established himself as the best quarterback in this division. Hopefully Hopkins can become the top, but we don't know yet. I would say right now he's the second, with Jordan Love being a close third just because of the team he's got and the overall. Caleb Byron comes in now. We could have ourselves some fun in the next few years with all of these young guys playing these positions. But for now, that's what's happening in Detroit. Caleb Byron is now the starting quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff needs to sit down. Now that we are done with the division catch-up and the stories that have happened around our division, it's time to take a look for the first time at our re-signs page. Because let me tell you guys, we have a lot of players up for contract this year. Danielle Hunter, Justin Jefferson, Michael Pierce, Eric Kendricks, Mike Hughes, Laken Tomlinson, Cam Dantzler, CJ Ham, Joey Sly, Anthony Barr, Ken Walden, Jake Pizzo, Artie Burns, KJ Osborne, DJ Wanham, Oli Udo, Josh Metellus, and Connor McGovern. Now, some of these names aren't that big, but they do provide solid depth. And the ones that are big, oh, they're really big. So our number one priority, of course, is re-signing this man right here, Justin Jefferson. There is no way this guy cannot be a Viking for the long haul. So I am willing to pay this guy whatever he wants. Right now, we're offering 4 years, $69.9 million. I don't want to just do a 4-year contract though. I want to push for a 5-year. So we're going to push for a 5-year, and we are definitely going to up this because I feel like he would be asking for way more than this. Yeah, I think right here is solid. 5 years, $95.6 million to keep Justin Jefferson in Minnesota until he's at least 29 years old. I think he'll take it. I hope he does. We upped that signing bonus quite a bit. Let's see. We get Justin Jefferson. Oh, that's a load off my shoulders. I'm happy about that. We get him 5 years, $95.6 million. He is going to be a Viking for a very long time, and I am very excited about that. Danielle Hunter is somebody that I also feel we need to keep. I don't know if I want to keep him. Well, I shouldn't say that because I do want to keep him for 3 more years. I'm just worried that if I get too many contracts where it's, these older guys that are going to be hitting 30 and they have these huge lucrative deals, which obviously they deserve. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a big contract, but I mean, we're going to have guys that we're trying to mold right now that are going to be up for contract in a couple of years, right? Thinking about Taylor Hopkins, Antoine Glover, Madison, some of the rookies that I'm hoping we can improve on. Who else? Christian Darrisaw, if we decide to keep him. So I don't want to get into a system where I'm just paying a lot of old dudes way too much money, and then at some point we get to a spot where I can't afford to re-sign core guys or new core guys that we've turned into our core. But at the same time, how crazy would I be if I didn't re-sign Danielle Hunter, right? So I think we're gonna have to bite the bullet on this one. I'm not gonna be overpaying this guy though. I think 3 years, 53 is plenty, and I'm hoping he accepts it as is. Okay, so he's not on board with that. He still wants more money. Okay, so let's come back to that. And what I really meant by this is something like this. Michael Pierce. He's 30 years old. Granted, he's a great player. He's one of our mainstays at the D-line aside from Hunter right now. He has been big in the run game. He's been there in the passing game for putting pressure on the quarterback. But he is 30 now. And he wants $11.5 million for 1 year. I just don't know if I want to pay a D tackle that right now. You know? Man, that's tough. That's really tough because I don't think I can't shorten that. You know, these veterans are really difficult to keep around if you try to shorten the contracts. And then we also have Eric Kendricks, who's an 87. He's already fallen quite a bit since we first started the series. He's 31. I have a feeling he's probably going to be an 83 after this season, 84, you know, something in that range. Hopefully, he might even be lower. He wants 2 years for $25 million. That's 13 a year almost. 12 and a half a year. His speed is down in 83. I mean, these are the kind of decisions where it makes or breaks your franchise. I can keep Kendricks for 2 more years, for sure. But what kind of player am I going to be paying for in a year? You know, once that regression hits. Mike Hughes is a no-brainer. I'm definitely re-signing him. I have no clue how he's only asking for $16.6 million. This might be just a thing of Madden's issue, but that's easily done. Okay, so I did up his offer a little bit. I offered Mike Hughes 3 years, $18.5 million instead of the $16 he was asking for, just because I don't want to put myself in a bad spot, but I also don't want to just get over on the computer because the contracts are a little bit lopsided right now. But he is one of the best corners that we have. I mean, he is the best corner that we have, but I can't risk losing a guy like that. So we re-signed Mike Hughes. He's staying put for 3 more years. And hopefully by the time that he leaves, we have plenty of other guys established in these roles where it's not going to hurt as much. These are the last 2 that we can try to re-sign. And I don't know. I think I'm going to hold tight right now. I'm going to give it a couple of weeks. I really want to make sure we get Dantzler and some of the other guys that are going to be key to our future before I make the decision. I also want to see what our cap's looking like after those are done. So we're probably going to hold off. I'm curious what you guys think. I know I don't have a ton of watchers yet. I'm still growing. I'm a brand new channel. I do appreciate the guys that are watching right now. But if you guys could just let me know what you guys think about guys like Michael Pierce and Eric Kendricks, and even Hunter for that matter. You know, I guess we get a redo on that one because he didn't want to re-sign right now. But what do you guys think about Pierce and Kendricks? I'm curious. And even a guy like Tomlinson, you know, 31, 80 overall. One thing we have not done yet is discuss these prospects. I haven't really done a whole lot of looking, and I'm going to be really honest, guys. I sort of dropped the ball this year. I dropped the ball. I don't know what I did, but I just wasn't paying attention. And in week 1, I finished the Lions game and I simmed to week 1 or something. I can't remember what the days are anymore. But bottom line is I didn't set the scouts where I wanted them to, and I didn't even get a chance to fire the guys that I didn't want anymore. I did hire some in the preseason that to go around positions that I thought we would be targeting. But once I saw the class, it turned out that class wasn't exactly the best fit for the positions that I was trying to go for. But I went past the point of no return, and I was unable to change things. So obviously I'm still going to be getting some completion on the guys, but a lot of guys aren't in the position of their expertise. And some of them I just had to bite the bullet, and just a couple of guys in that area, I just went with what was best. So this year is going to be really important for us to be keeping track of the stories, keeping track of the scouting combines and the pro days to see if we can find these guys outside of what I get, because I'm a little concerned I'm not going to get much unlocked. So hopefully we get some luck. And yeah, but let's take a quick gander at some of these positions and see, you know, what we're going to be looking at. I did already get some stories for the players. The first one here is Daniel Matthias. I think it's Matthias. Maybe Matthias? Daniel Matthias. Matthias just sounds better. But anyway, Daniel Matthias is now in the LSU record book for setting the single game passing touchdown record. That was a story we have. He is projected as a top 5 quarterback. We, of course, don't need a quarterback. I'm just telling you guys this for complete transparency. So we're going to move on. Again, we don't really need a running back. But this guy had a story, Roy Johnson. And his story was, and I quote, he has really big quads. That was it. It was a tweet about his quads. He's got really big quads. The one that really interests me, though, because I love me some wide receivers, is this guy right here, Kentrell Lucas. Top 5 pick. Top wide receiver. I saw him when I first saw the draft class. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not really going to be able to get this guy. But he had a story that came out saying he got kicked off of the team after missing practice. So I'm wondering if this guy is going to end up falling down the board to, like late first round pick and end up being a steal. He's 6 foot, 208 pounds, 21 years old. And you can see here, he's got great stats. Great elite speed, great elite strength, great elite acceleration, good to great COD and agility. I'm really liking this guy. Now, am I saying that's my only target? Of course not. Because who knows? Like I said, he might not even drop out of the top 5. But usually when they get these stories, they end up dropping. And if that happens, he might be a guy we can target. You can see he's got medium route running as a B so far. He's 35% scouted. He ended up being in the area where I sent a scout. And there's quite a few guys here. I was looking, of course, at the tall guys again. But there's quite a few guys that really caught my eye. So this is going to be... We might end up taking another receiver this year, guys. I love receivers. I can't help it. Receivers and running backs, I love them. I love drafting them. I would have 8 of them on my team every year if I could, with 5 running backs. Yeah, it's pointless sometimes, but I just like it. So it is what it is. So we'll go a little bit deeper into wide receivers later. One of the major areas that I'm really concerned about right now is left tackle, and really the offensive line in general. We have a few older guys like Tomlinson and Bradbury. O'Neal is getting up there, but he's still one of our main guys, so I'm not worried about that. We have Quentin Nelson, who again, he's getting up there a little bit, but I'm not as concerned about him. His overall is so high that it's going to carry him to like 33, 34 if he doesn't retire, and he's still going to be serviceable as a starting lineman. But I'm concerned about left tackle. I don't think Darrisaw is going to be the guy that I expect him to be. And I don't know if we're going to keep Tomlinson this year either. So it's about time. Well, and really Bradbury. I don't know what's going to happen. So lineman, I think, is something we really need to hit on this year. I would love to get maybe a left tackle, but as you can see here, there is some very slim pickings at left tackle. So I pretty much just ignored them completely. Left guard was another one that doesn't really have much of anything. Center, there's a few guys here, but again, centers aren't very fruitful either. But Michael Mahan, I don't know how to say his name. We got 39% completion on this guy. And he's 6'1", 312. He's 22 years old. He's got great elite everything. That's what I did notice about him. Everything is great elite. And run block power is B, along with awareness is B. His lead block is C, but if he's playing center, I don't really think we need to worry about the pulling portion of it as much. So this is a guy I'm interested in learning more about, and we don't have to have a top 5 pick or a top 15 pick to land this guy. As you can see, it's a round 2 to 3 projection. This could be a guy we get in the second round. Chase Stewart is another one that I was looking at. You can see here his pass blocking is an A, and he has B awareness. Same age, same sort of build, except he's much taller. He just doesn't have all of the great elites like Mahone did. But still, for a 3rd, 4th round pick, he might be a guy that we want to take a look at. A pass block. That's something I really like, because we've been having some issues with that. And he's big enough to where he could really play any position, right? Now, you get some centers that are not even 300 pounds. This guy's 317. He could even play tackle if need be. So he is I feel like he could be very versatile as long as his speed and acceleration check out. The right guards have a few more opportunities here, like Eric Cook, Clayton Lippett, Matt Dodge. There's a few of them. that I was really interested in seeing more about, and we'll look at them as the season goes on. I did not get any extra on the right guards as of right now. There's also a couple of right tackles we can look at. They have a decent selection here in the mid picks, so maybe one of those guys ends up being good. I'm, of course, going to wait for us to see what their scouting combine is, because I still feel that is a pretty big indicator of how they're going to perform. If they're not top 5 in most things, they're probably not going to be that good. It's been that way in Madden for years. I'm not really concerned about defensive ends, so I'm just going to sort of blow past that. If we do, it would be somebody down here in this area, just because Isaiah Cheeks. Oh, and he's from Wisconsin. A guy named Cheeks from Wisconsin. I feel like that guy's got to get drafted by us. And you know, I mentioned before with Michael Pierce, maybe a D tackle. You know, between D tackles and the defensive ends, there's plenty of guys to choose from that could fill in those positions, like Jaleel McCoy, even Donovan Peters. You know, there's plenty of these oversized ends that we can move to D tackle in our scheme and make them work there and give us an extra benefit of being able to rush the passer and not only stuff the run. After seeing the situation with Kendricks and Barr both being up for contract this year and how our play has really been subpar, I guess I should say, at the linebacker position, I was looking at linebackers again. We really aren't even getting much out of Whitehead at this point. I'm hoping Alexander turns into something, but we haven't seen him play yet. And there isn't a whole lot right now that I'm seeing out of the linebackers that really standing out to me. Of course, that could change. But right now, a lot of these guys are just edge rushers. And if we're not going to take an edge rusher, I don't know if it makes sense to draft any of these guys. We will also be looking at corners. You can see here there's a few guys in the first rounds that are available. I haven't done my due diligence on all of these guys quite yet. Oh, another Wisconsin guy. But, oh, more Wisconsin guys. But anyway, I do want to bring in another corner. We got McElroy last year, and we have Dantzler. Hughes is just re-signed, so we have guys there, but I do want to start being able to build some guys up for when Mike Hughes eventually leaves, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And safety, I think, is a need this year. I think it's one of our bigger needs, but I'm a little concerned because I'm not seeing too many free safeties available here. I mean, there are some, but a lot of them have the downward arrow, which makes me feel like there might not be good fits. So we'll see if we come across anybody throughout the season. And strong safety is even worse. There's only 3 guys that are considered draftable, which really sucks. So I don't know if maybe we can try and pinpoint a corner here that might be decent at tackling and better at zone that we could potentially move to free safety or strong safety. But that's an area that I was hoping to hit this year, and I don't think we're going to be able to. I know I've done a lot of talking so far in this video, more than I usually do for during the season, but I want to start getting more stuff into these videos about the inner workings of the franchise, because that's important. You know, what's going on with the other teams, what's going on in their draft class. We got to start tracking this stuff at this point. We're in week 5. I plan on having us watch week 5. We're going to watch week 6, of course, and then we'll reevaluate some games after that and see if maybe we can sim a few and get to closer to the midway point. But let's take one more look at something and then we'll get in the game. I just want to take a look at the Falcons roster so that you guys can see who we're going up against. We already know this team is led by Kirk Cousins, our former quarterback. I don't know how this is going to go. He's had an up and down season. I'm hoping we can rattle him like he was rattled for us in all of those games. Keegan Haynes, the running back, was a guy that I talked about 2 seasons ago. When he was first drafted, he had the dedicated off-season thing. He is now a superstar. Apparently, he's not having too good of a season because his morale is down. But he is still a formidable running back, and he's got a really nice 1-2 punch here with Jamal Henning, who was drafted this year as a power back. 91 speed, 92 acceleration. He's an elusive back. Yeah, I fixed this guy up. I do that a lot. I don't know if you guys notice this, but there's a lot of players that get drafted that do not look like the normal generic outfits, because I go in I try to make these guys look individual, look like individuals. So otherwise, everybody would just be running around with, all the D linemen would have the heavy taped glove with the white gloves or the black gloves or no gloves, and then every wide receiver would have primary gloves with wristbands, and all the running backs would have the same thing. So nobody would have sleeves ever. So I go around and I change that. Receiver wise, they look pretty similar. Gage and Ridley are both still here as their starters. Keyshawn Johnson and Andy Isabella and Brian Judge. Judge was drafted this year. He was the guy who had I think he was the one who got kicked off the team, or no, I'm wrong. He got hurt last year and missed the entirety of his senior college season before getting drafted. And he ended up being pretty good. 72 overall, 73 if he didn't have 72. Yep, Morale and the TMP cancel each other out. And he's hidden dev. So, pretty nice find for the Falcons. I do have him as the 4th receiver, so we'll probably see him in on some situations. I swear to God, every team we play has a 90-something overall freak athlete at tight end. And Kyle Pitts is probably the best one out of all of them. 92 overall. I mean, this guy's just a unfair advantage. Matthew Ioannidis is hurt this week with an ACL sprain, which I think is going to really help us hopefully establish a ground game. Because if you look here, they don't have the best D-line the way it is. And now Ioannidis is out. There's going to be Kobe Smith and Peter Warner as the fill-ins. We will, of course, have to watch out for Deion Jones. He is such a playmaker and this guy's like a safety / corner / linebacker. No matter where he is, you got to worry about him. The Falcons have sort of built themselves a really nice secondary. AJ Terrell is an 82. He's 24. They drafted Warren Yarbrough two seasons ago. He's now a 79 star. They also drafted Carl Hopkins this year, which is one of the guys that I was looking at. He ends up being a 77 overall hidden dev. Jimmy Ward and then Donovan Wilson. I did want to say I switched our playbook again. I don't know what to do. After the last game, I went to the playbook and I took out a bunch of more pass plays and I added more run plays, and I'm still not getting any running. And I even changed our scheme to be a more run-focused scheme, and it still did not work. So I'm just going to try to use a standard Madden playbook, an NFL playbook again. I hope I can come back to that book, but just right now, whether it's Hopkins being a rookie and he's just not there fully with the ratings, it's just not working. I don't want to keep forcing it, and if we can find other ways to continue this, I want to, because we're sitting at 2-2 right now, and we've had some really good games, and I'm seeing flashes out of Hopkins. I don't want to stunt that. And I know this book has worked for us in the past, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to run Miami's playbook again, and hopefully it works out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight to the game. Let's go and take on these Falcons. All right, here it is. Game number 5. We're going to start things off on offense with Taylor Hopkins. I'm a little concerned about today's game, guys, because one thing I forgot to mention, Mike Hughes is hurt. He got hurt during the sim last week with the Bears. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks, I believe. So Cam Dantzler is going to be tasked with being our best player. And here we start off, and it's Antonio Nelson up the middle right away. And off the bat, Atlanta's got an injury. And yes, I did make some changes to the depth chart a little bit. I moved Cam Dantzler to number 2 to take over the left side to cover Calvin Ridley, which is his home spot. And McElroy will take over the number 1 duty in the absence of Hughes. And Artie Burns will move to the slot. And on offense, as you can see, I put in Antonio Nelson at our power back because I want to see what this kid can do. And we're going to play action, roll out, and he looking deep, and he's got Irv Smith out across the 40 to the 45. Mark him down at the 46 for a 23-yard gain. Excellent job on the first pass of the game. Those are the kind of plays I like to see. 1st and 10 now. Got ourselves a nice little setup. Can we keep that up? Back to pass. Hopkins is looking. He lets it go over the middle, and he's got Alexander Madison down to the 32, working against the middle of the field on the halfback angle route. And now that's back-to-back passes for 45 yards. Shotgun again. Passing it again. Fires again, and he's got another guy. Adam Thielen this time, down to the 22. 3 plays in a row. Excellent plays by Hopkins. Good catching. And we find ourselves at the 22-yard line. And now we're going to hand it off. And Madison tries to break free. Gets one guy with a stiff arm, but there was way too many black jerseys there to make anything happen. Loss of 1 on the play. We tried to go off the right side, and I'm not a big fan of the stretch plays, but it seems to be in almost everybody's playbook. And you can see there, Brian O'Neill is just running up the field to block the secondary when he didn't even block the first line of defense. But yeah, it's going to happen. And we're going to pass it again. Hopkins looking under pressure. He's running away, and he gets rid of it just in the nick of time. 3rd down after that, and man, I'm just glad he didn't take that sack. I'll take that incompletion if that's the option. That or a sack. I'll take that any day of the week. I'm sure anybody would. 3rd and 11. Blitz is coming. He gets rid of it to the end zone, and it's overthrown. Looking for Jefferson. Working against Yarbrough, but I think he felt that pressure coming a little bit and just got it out of there. And at least we hopefully get some points out of this one. Sly puts it up. And we got ourselves 3 points. And now we got Kirk Cousins coming out. Our former quarterback. Playing in Atlanta. They're 1-3. Can they turn it around today? Back to pass. Quick throw to the left side, and it's out of bounds. Calvin Ridley for 3 yards. 3 catches, 57 yards last week for him. As you can see, he's at over 200 yards through 4 games. He's not had the biggest impact yet, but he is definitely their number 1 target. We have to keep an eye on him now with a depleted secondary. 2nd and 7. Sort of a pistol formation. Handoff up the middle to Keegan Haynes, who's got a lane out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 7, and it's going to be just short. And surprisingly, they're going to stretch us out. Empty backfield. Cousins all alone back there. He throws it quickly, and he overthrows Kyle Pitts to the outside. And that ends up costing him, as now it's going to be 4th down. Last time out, Hopkins was on a mission, finding a few open receivers for big chunks. I'm really hoping that we can build off of that and continue to find those lanes downfield. And we know we're passing. We're going empty set ourselves here on 1st down. Back to pass. He gets rid of it quickly to Irv Smith, who makes the catch on the out route to the 37. Gain of 8. Pistol formation. C.J. Ham to the left. Madison behind him. Are we going to run this thing? No, it's another play-action rollout. And Hopkins is looking, and he finds C.J. Ham on the dump down, and he's got room down to the 45. I'm loving those play-action rollouts. I wish we would actually run the ball, though, so we can set those up better, because I feel like we're going to end up getting a big sack at some point that's going to set us back. So you see here, fakes the handoff to him, and C.J. just sort of slips through the line and just outruns Van Ginkel to the edge. Makes the catch, turns it upfield. I love some C.J. Ham. Same formation, but now not pistol. Under center. Offset eye. Ham in motion. Handoff to Nelson. Nelson runs a guy over, but then Barnes ends up blocking his path, and he'll fall at the line. But, man, that guy had some power behind him. You see that? A.J. Terrell did not... Terrell? I'm not sure what it is, but it's Terrell today. A.J. Terrell did not know what to do. He got rocked. 2nd and 10. Madison checked in. Single back formation. Justin Jefferson in motion. And it's a pass play. And Hopkins just gets rid of it, and it's caught by Derek Barnes, but he's out of bounds. Blitz was coming. Good job getting rid of it and not taking the sack again. But now it's 3rd and 10. Hopkins to pass. Pressure breaking down. He's just launching this thing to the end zone. And it's caught by Thielen, but he's out of bounds. And we're going to challenge it. And it looked like he could have got his feet down. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that is close, guys. That is close. Heel. Do they count that heel as down or not is going to be the determining factor. It looks like a weird glitchy formation. or situation, and I don't think they're going to give it to us. They do give it to us! Touchdown! Wow! 1st and 10 now. We got ourselves a 10-0 lead. And Cousins is going to pass it on 1st down. He dumps it off to Haynes, but he overthrows him out of bounds. Cousins having an issue hitting those quick out routes. We saw that on the last drive. 2nd down. Back to pass again. Cousins gets rid of it. This time he hits the out route to Kyle Pitts out to the 32. 3rd and 3. This time they're going to set us up in the bunch formation. Haynes in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Cousins is going to pass it. He gets rid of it quickly, and he's got Calvin Ridley out across the 35 for the 1st down to the 39, working against Connor McElroy. They're really moving him around. I'm hoping that doesn't cause us some issues because we do not have much help in the slot right now. Burns is a veteran, but he's also a 73. And that was just a simple spot route. McElroy falls way too far back. I'm not sure what we were calling. He might have had to, but you'd like to see somebody stay home when you have those short yardage situations. 1st down for Falcons. And, of course, they're going to pass it again. Cousins gets rid of it quickly to the left side, and he's got Pitts again, this time for 5. If we can keep these guys to the short gains like this, I'm okay with that. It's when they're breaking us for 30, 40 yards is when it starts to worry me. 2nd and 5. And this time Cousins goes to the same route, and Haynes turns it upfield, and he's shoved out of bounds by Kendricks at the 44. 12 yards on the play. Now the Falcons finally finding a rhythm here. Handoff. Haynes up the middle, and he's met it by Anthony Barr at the 41. Play action fake this time. Cousins got time. Lets it go quickly to Haynes, and he is brought down by Whitehead at the 36. Very short gain there, leaving 3rd and 2. They come out in the I formation. Got to expect possibly a run up the middle here. No, it's a play action, and he's got Kyle Pitts wide open. I really like that delayed route. Did you see how Pitts blocked there, it seemed? Or maybe he just got caught up and I didn't see it, but he snuck out at the last second. Just enough space to get that 1st down. Oh, he ran a little zigzag route. Okay. Well, either way, it worked. We need our defense. Make a play here. Come on now. Back to pass again. And he's going to go to the left side again. And he's got Kyle Pitts again. Gain of 6. 4 catches, 27 for Pitts already. I don't like these tight ends, man. They always get us. Cousins to pass it for the 57th time today already, and he's launching it to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Looking for Haynes, but Connor McElroy bats it away out of bounds. Cousins throws it again, and it is caught by Brian Judge, the rookie. He came back on the hitch route, and this time makes it work. 1st down at the 12. McElroy just caught sort of sleeping there. He just kept going back when Judge turned on a dime. Cousins puts it right on the money. Haynes is tired. They're going to hand it to him here? No, they will not. Another pass. Go figure. They throw it to him, though. And, oh, he takes a shot from Harrison Smith at the 9. You don't want to get too many of those. And now the rookie Henning checks into the game. Haven't seen him yet. And, of course, they're going to pass it. Cousins back. He's under pressure. He just throws it away. Dalvin Tomlinson was looking for the sack. Cousins doing what he does best, getting rid of that ball. Empty set now, 3rd and 7. They need the 2-yard line. Cousins goes to the end zone, and it's batted down by Anthony Barr working against Kyle Pitts. I mean, you don't want to give up points, but it's much better to give up 3 points than 6 points. So we'll take it. Here we go now, 1st and 10 for us. We scored a touchdown on our last drive. This time we hand it off to Madison, and he's not able to get anything. Only 2 carries for him today. I really want us to start running the ball more, but we just can't seem to make it work. 2nd down. Pistol formation. Handoff again to Madison, and for some reason he cuts it outside, and he's going to make it work with a stiff arm. as he's finally pushed out of bounds at the 39, a pickup of 14 yards. Finally getting something good going on the ground. He cuts it outside and then stiff arms. Who was that? Deion Jones, of all people, puts him on the turf, which also cuts off Yarbrough, opening up that lane up the left sideline. Nice job. 1st and 10 now. 39-yard line. Shotgun formation. We're going to hand it off to him again, and there's a nice lane. Another stiff arm, and he's got a lane across the 50-yard line down to the 46. First down again. Alexander Madison starting to feel it a little bit. Can we do it 3 times in a row? We're going to pass it instead. Hopkins is looking, tried to get it away, and no, it's incomplete. Man, I thought that was a fumble at first. Thank God that was counted as an incomplete pass. All right, 2nd and 10. Took the wind out of our sail a little bit there with that play. Let's get this thing back going again. Passing again, blitz is coming, and he gets rid of it in time to Adam Thielen, who makes the catch over the middle to the 32-yard line. 3 catches, 69 yards, and of course that awesome touchdown on our last drive from Adam Thielen today. 1st and 10. This should be the last play if we even snap the ball. We do not. End of 1. We are up 10-3. Can we put more points on the board here? Hopkins got time. He gets rid of it quickly to KJ Osborne, who makes a crazy catch for 2 yards. Not even a yard. Once again, these guys doing a lot of work for 1 yard. Look at this catch he makes. That's like on par with what Thielen did, but that was for like a 20-yard touchdown. 2nd and 9, pistol formation. We're going to hand it off to Madison. No, it's a play action. I didn't see that coming. Hopkins got to get rid of it here, man, and he just throws it out of bounds. Madison with the sack-saving block there, if you guys caught that. There's too many of these passes having to get thrown away. Now we're in 3rd and 9. Hopkins is looking, and he's looking down to the sideline, and it's caught. No, out of bounds was Irv Smith. He could not get his feet down, and we're going to have to settle for 3. Here we come again. Excellent field position thanks to the sack that pushed them back into their own end zone. We start at the 42. KJ Osborne in motion. Hand off to Madison. Madison trying to wiggle free, but he is met right away at the line. Gain of 3 on the play, but nothing more. He had a lane off of the... He had a spot, but he just couldn't get there. 2nd and 7. Another handoff to Madison. And Madison right up the middle, lowering his shoulder down to the 40. And now Madison 6 carries 46 yards. I'm loving that we are finally running. That sounded like a rhyme. You can call me a rapper. Play action, and oh man, Jimmy Ward off the edge immediately. There was nobody home to block him. That is just a great play by the defense on a perfect play call, really. We tried to run that play action after setting up the run, but the Falcons called our bluff. And he just, there was no, excellent. Actually, that is, 58, pushed Darisaw upfield so much that it sort of cut Madison off from picking up the blitzer, which allowed Jimmy Ward to get around the corner and make the play. Very nice defensive play there. Here we go now, 2nd and 17, we need a big play. Pressure coming again, and again there's no blocking. This time it's Kaminsky coming off the edge. Like, I get it that Darisaw is blocking somebody, but you don't give up the edge. That's like the #1 rule as a left tackle. Golly, man. Now it's 3rd and 25. All right, here we go. Play action. I don't know why you play acted a pass. And Hopkins is just standing there. He's going to take another sack. Yep, just throws it away. At least he threw it away this time. Last time out, Madison got us a big run, but then we stalled out on offense. Can we go back on the ground here and get Madison some love? There we go, a handoff for Madison, but he is roped down by whoever that guy is immediately. back up D tackle. 2nd and 9. Hopkins back, got to get rid of it. He launches it deep down the left side, and it's incomplete. Well, it's caught, but he's out of bounds. Nice job of getting rid of it, but there's just been way too many throwaways at this point. Now he's down to 8 for 16. Hopkins back on 3rd and 9. Pressure again, and he is smacked as the ball leaves his hand, and it's incomplete. Luckily, that wasn't intercepted. The offensive line is really starting to break down right now, which is really unfortunate and just, to me, unrealistic, because we're playing against a bunch of mid-70s and low 70s, especially in the middle. And it just goes to show that this game is so far broken when it comes to the mechanics of offensive line play that it's not even realistic to the attributes, you know? It's really upsetting. It sucks. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. They'll come out at the 44. They have some nice territory to work with. Cousins is going to go over the middle, and he's got Russell Gage down to the 44. Nice pass there. Cousins is looking pretty good today. 13 of 19 so far. 1st and 10. Short drop back for Cousins. He dumps it down to Haynes. Haynes turns it upfield, and he's dragged down by Eric Kendricks at the 34, and McGarry is hurt for the Falcons. I'm not even sure who that guy is, but he's an offensive lineman. I know that much. And he'll be back. The Falcons closing in on trying to get some points here, and they're really close. Probably already in field goal range. Cousin back to pass. Blitzing coming from Harrison Smith is picked up nicely. He gets rid of it over the middle, and it's caught by Calvin Ridley. Working against, who was that? Was he against Artie Burns on that play? It looked like it. Cousins firing a perfect pass, though, in the face of pressure. They did pick up the blitz nicely, but Hunter eventually worked his way around. And no, he was working against Dantzler. And he just gets the better of him there. Nice catch from Ridley. Those blitzes are great, but if they get picked up, it just leaves you in a really vulnerable spot on defense. 1st and 10. Handoff to Haynes. Cuts it up the middle, and he'll fall forward for a couple, but not much available there. They'll say he got 3. Shotgun again for the Falcons. Cousins to pass it. He dumps it off to Haynes again, and he's pushed out of bounds after just a gain of 1. That looks exactly like the Kirk Cousins we saw how many times. Either you're taking deep shots or you're dumping it down to your running back or your tight end in the flats for a gain of 1. 3rd and 6. Can we hold him to a field goal here? Over the middle. No, we can't. It's caught by Brian Judge. Kendricks left him all alone. So did McElroy. And the rookie scores a touchdown. I wonder if that was his first one. Joey Sly on to miss his 3rd field goal of the game because Madden doesn't know how to properly make a field goal kicker play. And he does. We just hit the 4th quarter. 2nd and 7 for Atlanta. 13 to 10. We haven't been able to score or do anything because of horrible play calling. Oh, nice play by McElroy. I don't think he got the first. No, he didn't. 3rd and inches. Henning checks in, the bigger back. Watch for them to hand it off to him for a first down here. No, they're going to pass it again. And he throws it short to whoever that guy is. 85. Who is that? Is that a tight end? Yeah, Davis, tight end. And he gets the first down. Nice play call there from the Falcons on 3rd and short. Back to pass again. Under pressure, he's launching it down the field, and it's incomplete. Looking for Calvin Ridley, but Dantzler there again. Not sure if it was the sideline that broke it up or Dantzler, but either way, we'll take it. 2nd and 10. Trying to set up the screen. They do. He's got blockers, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 25. 3rd and 1. What did they do this time? They've tried to throw it deep. They gave us the short route. Did they run it this time? No. Another pass, another one to Pitts, and he's got the first down inside the 20 to the 19. They'll give him the 18 somehow. First down at the 18, handoff to Haynes. Haynes actually has a lane, breaking off a defender down to the 12-yard line. 2nd and 3 after the pickup of 7. Got to be a little worried here. I feel like we're going to give up a touchdown on this drive. I don't think we're going to hold him. Cousins to pass it again. Oh, and he's getting chased, and he somehow breaks free. He breaks free from Danielle Hunter. Yeah, because when has Kirk Cousins ever done that? You know, either way, 3rd and 3. Empty set. Haynes is split right up against McElroy. Pitts in the slot. They throw it to Pitts, and he makes the catch. And it's down to the 4-yard line, and now we're going to see some running, I bet. Oh, no, they're going to spread us. Bunch set off to the left side. We're in our base set, which means we don't have many guys out there to cover well. But we do get some pressure, and we get the sack. DJ Wanham and Danielle Hunter teaming up in the backfield, pushing them all the way back to the 18-yard line. Okay, here we go. 2nd and goal. Single back set. They're going to throw it again. And he dumps it off to Keegan Haynes, who's brought down by Antoine Whitehead. And he's going to lose more yards, losing 3. And now it's 3rd and goal all the way back from the 21. I have a feeling they're going to run this one just because it's such a long conversion. That's exactly what they do, and Haynes has some room, but no. Connor McElroy closes the gap quickly and only allows him to pick up 4 yards, and now it's 4th and goal, and a field goal is upcoming. Like, I don't think you guys realize how mad I am about these field goals. Not only are you making us kick it from 10, 15 yards further than we should, but now even the ones that are makeable, you're having us miss. 13 all here in the 4th quarter. Falcons finally finding a way to tie it up. Hand off to Madison up the middle, and he slows down so that Deion Jones could tackle him. So that was cool. We have a 2 tight end set. Hand off to Madison again, and Madison fighting his way forward for what it looks like to be a 1st down. Yes, it is. Pistol formation for us. Passing it this time. Hopkins is looking. He's got time. He gets rid of it off to the left side to Irv Smith. Short gain of 2 yards. That's like his 5th or 6th catch. Yeah, 5th catch. 44 yards for Irv Smith today. 2nd and 8. Hand off to Madison again, and this time there is no running room at all. Wilson crashed down from the strong safety position to make a play in the backfield. And now 3rd and long for us. Play action this time. Hopkins gets rid of it, and it's caught by Adam Thielen, who's standing all alone on the right sideline, and that's going to be another 1st down. Now we have the ball at the 37. And it's a handoff to Madison, who's got a lane up the middle, and he's down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. 18 carries, 95 yards. Can we get our first 100-yard rushing performance for Alexander Madison? And we do. Hand off to Madison, who takes it down to the 17, and there it is. 19 carries, 100 yards. I don't know if we'll keep it yet, but it's just nice to see that on the stat sheet. 2nd and 5. I'd like us to continue to run this thing. We're not going to. We're going to pass it, and we're going to almost take a sack, but he gets rid of it to Irv Smith for his 6th catch down to the 13-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 1. Shotgun. They have no DN over on. What is happening here? I don't know. Throws it, and he misses the. Oh, my God. He missed him wide open. He was wide open. How do you miss that throw, Hopkins? That's a touchdown. Oh, rookie quarterbacks, man. But we do take the lead back after finally Joey Sly makes a field goal. Seemed like forever since he made one. And, yeah, I don't think we're going to re-sign him either. We're going to down this ball right here, and it's going to end the game. Out of all the stuff that went wrong, we had just enough go right. Taylor Hopkins comes down to Atlanta on the road after a 2-game skid. And what? I swear to God, if we actually try this thing, I'm going to... That was just unnecessary, Sly. Very unnecessary. You're just trying to fix your totals right there, man. Guys, I forgot to mention that Martin Jefferson had a breakout scenario for that game. Oh, man, I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, we just had to hold the Falcons under 100 rushing yards, and we did. So now Martin Jefferson gets star dev. And he gets 10,000 XP. That's a huge help. That's awesome. But there it is, guys. It's been a longer video just because I had a lot to talk about in the beginning. We go down to Atlanta, we get the win, and things looked rough for us, but we're getting there. I'm learning a lot about this team out of these wins and these losses. And, you know, we're going to have these up and down days with Hopkins. He's a rookie. We have a lot to work on with him yet, but I'm happy that we were able to turn around and get out of that losing streak that we were on. And, you know, just get back to winning ways. Now we're 3-2. We're going to Green Bay. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and sim before I end this thing so we can see what kind of situation we're with. A whole bunch of stuff here. But the Packers end up losing to the Bears in week 5. And now it's just, this whole place is pretty much up for grabs. But now that Bears loss is really going to hurt us, because even if we beat the Packers, we have that tiebreaker loss to the Bears, which is going to give them the upper hand. But, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, we get the job done in Atlanta. Now we come back home to take on the Packers. Hopefully we can build off of the last game and get 2 in a row for us to get to 4-2. This is a good spot to end the video. Next time we'll take on Green Bay. We'll go, I'll see what all this crazy stuff is on the side here, and if it's anything pertinent to you guys, I'll let you know. And I appreciate you guys watching. As always, if you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing and turning on the bell notification so that you guys know when I upload a video. Leave me a like, drop me a comment. I'll try to answer all the ones that I can. And right now it's really easy because there ain't a whole lot of you yet. So hopefully yet the key word there. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.